Hello and welcome to Songs for the Struggling Artist, the blogcast. This is episode 455. My name is Emily Rainbow Davis. Thank you for listening. It's great to have you. Today's blog is about sort of the history of women's education a little bit, my own college experience, and conversation. So I'm going to read that to you in just a minute. Meanwhile, I think we have some new listeners. I'm seeing bigger numbers than I'm used to on the old stats. So I welcome you. And if this is your very first time here, the way this works is I'm going to yammer for just another moment or two. Then I'm going to read you the blog. Then I'm going to say a couple other things. And then I'm going to sing you a song that relates to the blog. And that is how it all goes. So here it is. Fine Young Ladies. At my college reunion, I learned a lot of history I'd never heard or thought about before. I had a vague sense of the origins of the college, but I hadn't ever really thought them through. The fact is, the college was created to educate privileged young women. Formed in 1926, it was designed for a population of gentility. It was not designed to get women jobs. In thinking about this and how financially insecure I have always been and how many of my peers describe themselves as underemployed, I started to realize that our extraordinary educations were initially designed, way back when, not to help us find meaningful work, but to make excellent conversation. We are highly educated with sophisticated learning and wide-ranging interests. There is a commonality of curiosity among my classmates. At reunion, the conversations are consistently engaging and surprising. Sarah Lawrence alumni give good dinner party. 99 out of 100 SLC students will not only offer up insightful, engaging thoughts, but many are likely to kick them off in others, too. And that's what got me thinking that maybe this was the initial design of the college, to encourage young women to be interesting and interested. Truthfully, I do not object to this in any way. There are not nearly enough good conversationalists in the world, and being surrounded by many of them for a weekend is a really beautiful change of pace. Being surrounded by a lot of incredibly well-educated students of the liberal arts is pretty much what I was hoping for in going to college. I wanted to learn expansively and deeply, and that is exactly what I did there. I wish for more of this kind of program, more of these kinds of people, not less. But I also recognize that being able to engage in this way is not actually marketable. No one hires you because you can discuss Kant intelligently. I don't know anything about Kant, but I bet you I could talk about his ideas with someone who did. No one puts out job notices for skill at discussing comparative literature. Are these skills actually valuable in a workplace besides a college? I think they are, actually. But I wouldn't know how to articulate why. I work in the arts. It's a little more obvious why we might want to be able to learn about and talk about anything. The current president of the college talked about how common it was for alumni to be talking with someone, finding it a particularly engaging conversation, and then discovering the other person was also an alum. I have had that experience, so I have to agree. And yet, at least in my cohort, so many of us struggle to find sustainable and remunerative livings. I worry that it's because I learned to make good conversation but learned few marketable skills. We are, many of us, incredibly idealistic, forward-thinking, thoughtful individuals. That kind of hopeful idealism has not seemed to find a place in the world we graduated into. It feels like we were educated for an ideal world and then cast into a dystopian one. Good luck out there. Have fun storming the castle. We all hope you fix it. I've written about this issue before. It tends to come up when I'm reuniting with my peers. It's a strange bifurcated feeling of love for everyone's thoughtful paths and interesting journeys, and a frustration about how few manage to find financial success. And I find myself not so much mad at the institution for not making me marketable, but at the world for not making a better place for all these extraordinary people. If the world were just, they'd be duchesses and barons. Except not, because royalty is weird. But the world is not just. That's the thing. And then I think, even when the school was founded, and the young ladies were filled full of brilliant thoughts and wonderments, to have only the dinner table to engage them was likely a great injustice. Even then, I'm sure they longed for more. I suppose this is a tension in the culture in general. Do we educate for the world we have or the world we want? So it's funny with this writing practice. Sometimes I feel like I have nothing to say, right? Like I'm like, oh my God, where am I going to find a blog for this week? Like where in the depths of my soul can I find anything to say about anything? You know, whatever the moment of crisis happens to be. And, you know, but then sometimes there are things that are just like one thing after another. Like I went to this reunion at Sarah Lawrence, and there, I think, are maybe 6 blogs that have come out of that weekend. So while it was expensive, I think it may have been worth it. The math might actually math in this scenario, because it did make me think about a lot of things. And I wrote a lot of blogs. I think this is now the 3rd one. I'm not 100% on that, but there's definitely a lot more in the hole. Anyway, it's just funny. Like you think, oh, I'm tapped out. I've got nothing. And then, you know, you spend a weekend with a bunch of your friends or, you know, just alumni from a place that you all went together, and poof, it was a fountain of thought. So thank you, Sarah Lawrence alumni and reunion committee, etc. The experience did indeed give me a lot to think about, obviously. So if nothing else, it is a good blog generator. I'm not sure that qualifies as a marketable skill, but anyway. So what song do I have for you? Well, I looked up a lot of songs about conversation, and I didn't find a lot that I loved, but I did in the end, after, you know, trying to learn a couple that I was just kind of lukewarm about. I discovered that Elvis Presley had a song about conversation, and I thought it'd be fun. It's fun. It's fun to do Elvis songs because they're pretty easy, and also just there's a kind of looseness available to them somehow. I don't know exactly. They feel like there's a lot of room in them to explore a bit. Some songs are very demanding. They want you to sing them exactly as they were written or close. And maybe it's just how many years have gone by, or maybe how they were written, or the fact that he appropriated his style from someone else in the first place. I don't know, but there feels like there's room in an Elvis song for me, which is nice. So that is why I have chosen an Elvis Presley song for you this time. It is called A Little Less Conversation, and I will play it for you in just a moment. Meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. If you like this podcast, please tell someone about it. Like, review, subscribe, anything you can do for any podcast in your podcast app or somebody else's podcast app. I'm not picky. feel free. That'd be amazing. It does really help. All those 5 stars really add up and are much appreciated. And if you'd like to support this podcast, oh, great, please. That'd be amazing. Patreon.com/Emily R. Davis is the hotspot. There's also Ko-fi. There's PayPal if you just feel like shooting me a few bucks. That is also very welcome and appreciated. And if you would like to be a paid subscriber on Substack, you can do that. That's basically, so this blog is hosted on WordPress, and then I will usually record the podcast, and then I will post it also on Medium and on Substack, because, you don't know where the people are. So you feel free if those are your spots. But mostly I thank you for your attention and your ears and your time. Thank you. Okay, so a little less conversation is coming. I feel that this song is kind of appropriate for this blog, but it is also not, because I feel that Mr. Presley is singing about sex, and that's great. Not exactly what I'm talking about here, but whatever. It's good fun to sing. It's a little funny now. Some of the lyrics, I think it's actually better to have a woman's voice singing them, because some of them are a little bit creepy when Elvis sings them. Like when he wants less fight from his partner. I don't love that. But, it was a different time. Anyway, I'm going to sing this song for you. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you again for being here. And here it is. A little less conversation. A little less conversation, a little more action. All this aggravation ain't satisfactioning me. A little more bite and a little less bark, a little less fight and a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart, and baby, satisfy me, satisfy me, satisfy me, baby. Baby, close your eyes and listen to the music, dig to the summer breeze. It's a groovy night and I can show you how to use it. Come along with me and put your mind at ease. A little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfactioning me. A little more bite and a little less bark, a little less fight and a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart, and baby, satisfy me, satisfy me, baby. Come on, baby, I'm tired of talking. Grab your coat and let's start walking. Come on, 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 come on. Don't procrastinate, don't articulate, girl, it's getting late. You just sit and wait around. A little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfactioning me. A little more bite and a little less bark, a little less fight and a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart, and baby, satisfy me, satisfy me, baby. Satisfy me, baby.